Hey bitches, today we're gonna teach you how to install a PolarV2 lift. Like add more floors to it. Just think of it as a guide. First off, assume the button will do the adding more floors part. As you can see, buttons are like that. This is the most important that you need to set the snap to part in 0.1 first. Let's decide on using 0.3 for moving the buttons vertically. As you can see, you need to change the button numbers. Because there's 3 walls, we're assuming that we're gonna do the 3 times table. And there we go. Naming the parts is kinda difficult. It always must start with BTF, then the number after it. As you can see, the buttons are complete. But the problem is, you can't go anywhere above 3. You can only go up to 3. Because 3 is the top floor and we haven't really made the rest of the floors. So moving on, first we calculate the height. Alternatively, we could do a more simplistic approach by using snap to grid 1. Of course, it isn't really that accurate though. Let's set this to 21. Move down there. Anyways, you can technically do this. But wait, what if you're bored by that? There's the floor clone tools. But the problem is, there you go. You can alternatively use the floor cloning plugin. It makes this shit easier, trust me. First you need to set it, do that, 6. Because we moved the floor by 11 studs, we're gonna put that, and the amount of floors. We're gonna put like 15. 5 plus 15 will equal to 20, so as a result, adding more floors is relatively easy to be said and done. So great, there are around 21 floors this lift has. So we're good to go. White. As we white this lift, we're gonna tell you that we're good to go. We can now go up to 21 because of that. But wait, this lift is slow. Why is it slow? Well, because the speed was set to a really low single digit-ish number. But the thing is, what about the shaft? Don't worry, we all have that solution. We could just simply move it more up, do all of that, therefore moving up this. Do not move the bottom, just move the sides. Typically they're left and right and shits like that. The rails, of course, you need to move them up. Just fucking up. Yes, I know I'm using lots of profanity in those videos, but it's just an heavy lift. No, it's just a ROBLOX tutorial, not an heavy lift. Of course, we do need to move the wheels up and the counterweight. But the problem is, what about the speed? Don't worry, this is the literal. Let's set the speed to like 15. This is the settings for all your lift, your PolarV2 lift. Now when you play, the lift moves normally. It's now fast. Fast enough for 21 floors. Having 21 floors is really nice when you think about it. Don't worry about full damage. ROBLOX does not have full damage at all, except if you're playing the games that have full damage. So... But the question is, what about removing floors? We also got that in cover. No, we got that. We know what to do. When you want to remove floors, like make a 3-floor lift 2 floors or vice versa, you just need to do the same thing. All you need to do is move the top parts down, move down that, and that. Not to mention move the counterweight down, and move the rail down. Clearly, but the thing is, move 3 down, rename it to 2, delete the original 2, now it looks like this. What about the inside? There's still a 3 button, so we have to remove that one. Now your lift has only 2 floors. So this is a really basic tutorial. Now the final step, setting up a multibay. Oh, actually that's a multibay, but we're just gonna tell you how to do this shit. What if you want 2 lifts? First, of course, if you want to add more floors, you can just duplicate this and this. Same instructions for adding more floors, but however, what if you want 3 lifts? We're gonna move that. First, measure the distance between the left lift and the right lift. It appears that it involves moving 10 studs. We name this to E3 or whatever name you wish. Also, I think you should copy and paste that. You should truly do this pointless tanks. Yeah, this is much simpler. Duplicate it, move it to 10. It has a weird movement things, but fuck. The rotation got fucked. Now we can move it again, and there we go. We now have 3 lifts. But wait, why is my lift not working? That's because it failed to get the main module. Of course, there are ways to fix it, but you need to join the PolarV2 Discord. But anyways, we inserted the model, and guess what? This is what essentially is the multibay. Clearly, when you have busy lifts, PolarV2 is the best in multibay lifts. In a literal sense. The same as instructions really apply for adding and removing floors. So yeah, thank you for watching this 12 to 30 minute-ish heavy lift. Fuck, my speaking skills are going horribly wrong. If you want more tutorials, please beg me for one in the comments. If not, I will ignore the comments and move on to making more videos of heavy lifts, real life lifts, gaming vids, whatever the fuck I want. So yeah, bye bitches. For fucking real.